Oh my God, this. I knew I forgot to do something today. From the WDWL TV multiplex, live from Grumpy Studio, with great anticipation, we bring you the pride of the station, the grumpy old man. Oh, bird. Ugh. Take two. The grumpy old man, me, and the worthless vulture. Take your bow. Oh, you're going to hear it after the show. Back in the corner. Look at that camera. Greetings, friends. Oh, I'll tell you what. Talk about sweating it out. I've been waiting for my medication delivery. Now, when they send you a message from the hospital that your medication is on the way, they also send you a tracking map. Every month, I can follow my delivery person on a map. So I know where they're at and roughly when they'll be here. Because I have to sign on them. I hate having to sign on a stupid, they hand you this tablet and you sign with your finger, and the box is always about this big, So today, I'm looking, and it says, your medication is scheduled for delivery at 11:17 p.m. p.m. Oh, I called the pharmacy. I said, whoa, wait a minute. What's going on here? And she goes, what's the matter? He said that the delivery schedule says 11:17 p.m. She's like, oh, that's got to be wrong. I said, I hope so. So she comes back on and says, you should have your medication somewhere between 6 and 8. You'll be able to follow it on the map. I said, no, I won't. The GPS isn't working. There's no little truck on the map. Usually there's a neat little parcel van, and you can see where it's. I said, there's nothing. She says, oh, well, that's the delivery company's problem, not ours. I said, okay, thank you. So I'm watching the clock, and I'm like, oh, it's getting close. 6:30 or 6:50. Ding. 6:50. The doorbell rings. And it's my medication delivery. Oh! Then, I'm trying to sign in the little box. And it ain't doing nothing. I'm putting my finger... I says to the girl, I said, it ain't working. She goes to sign. Oh, it ain't working. Now, I'm looking at my watch going, She reboots the tablet, and at 6:53, I can finally sign. I was like, thank you. Run back to the studio, get everything all set up. So it was a close one, but I made it. And then, good thing I started early. Again, faceplant is right there where it should be. No YouTube. No red box. I'm like, oh, jeez. I sign in again. Check the little box. Keep me signed in. It ain't working. I don't know why. Every time I close it, it blows it away. I would contact Useless Tube, but it is useless. You can't call them. I can't find a phone number anywhere to call them. They want you to message them, and you never get a response. I don't know why YouTube is so secretive that they can't put a phone number up. Because I want to know what's going on. Whether it's in YouTube's program or if it's in Prism's program. Up until a couple weeks ago, I wasn't having this problem. I would log in and everything would be there. I don't know why I can't keep YouTube signed in. Pain in the ass. Should I be a Kaiser and do roll call? Oh, I hated that. Oh, jeez. Anybody that's familiar with Kaiser, 80% of his stream was roll call. And I think he did it just to keep his membership paying their monthly dues. People like to hear their name, especially if they're paying you $5 a month. But it got irritating. And then he would call out names that weren't even in the chat. He would embellish. Oh, look, Susie's here. And everybody's like, no, she ain't. And he'd bullshit like, oh, I hope your husband's back is okay. And they're like, what? Although we don't have to worry about that anymore. He's now spending time at a gray bar motel somewhere. But yeah, constant roll call. That's all his stream was. Roll call, roll call, roll call. But let's see who's here. Yeah, Jenny's here. All right, Jenny's here. She's not doing trivia. Yeah, she's doing trivia. I just read it. Gonna play trivia. Okay. My wrench is here. Kathy's here. That's it. Roll call was short tonight. I'm not a Kaiser. I had a very interesting trip to the grocery store today. Not so much, well, me and the manager had a few words, but it was, let me go to the manager first. I go back to the meat case, and I'm looking for, I'm going to call them the family packs of hot dogs and sausage. And I've noticed recently there hasn't been much stock on the shelf. And I've been looking for old-fashioned hot dogs. I don't buy these crap in the plastic packages, you know. I get the old world style, natural casing hot dogs. They haven't had them. As a matter of fact, today, they had nothing. No hot dogs, no Slovenian sausage, no smoked sausage, nothing. So, I'm walking through the store, getting what I need, and who do I spot stock on the shelf? Dum, da, 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 the manager. He sees me coming, and he just looks down like, oh, don't stop. Just keep walking. He's stocking, got his head down. I said, are you busy? He looks up, he goes, well, what do you need? I said, what's with your hot dog sausage delivery? I said, there ain't nothing on the shelf today. Today's Monday. Monday, delivery day. Shelves are full. Nothing. Well, the distributor is going out of business. Now, this is the company that delivers the product, not the company that makes the stuff. This is the work. And wages right now are higher than they've ever been. You know, $15, $18 an hour at McDonald's. They were minimum wage for ages. Well, no wonder a hamburger's $5, you know, but this delivery company is going out of business. They can't keep employees, mainly drivers. Perfect example, a manager was telling me last week, he said either Thursday or Friday, at one of their stores, the driver got into some sort of confrontation with the guy in receiving. The driver said, I don't need this bullshit. The truck isn't even open yet, you know, for them to get the product off. He backs up to the dock and he went in with paperwork and I don't know. I think he was out of turn. They schedule, you know, and I guess he was supposed to be 9:30 and he backed in at 9 o'clock. So the receiving manager said, hey, you got to pull out of the dock because I got another truck sitting out there waiting to back in. The guy calls his wife to come pick him up. His wife shows up and the driver throws the keys to the truck to the receiving manager and said, see ya, I'm out of here. He gets in the car and off he went. Mind you, the truck's sitting in the dock. So the receiving man asked the other guy, hey, can you wait? I'll get several employees to get my product off the truck and then we'll get it pulled out of the dock. The other guy was like, oh, okay. So they unload their pallet and pull the truck out in the parking lot and shut it off and lock it up. This is the way people are today. Now, I would tend to think as a driver, this guy's got to be making at least $20 an hour. At least. And if he's onion, he's getting onion wage. He just called his wife, come get me, I don't need this bullshit, and left. So, they had to get someone from the trucking company to come finish the route. So, I guess over the weekend, the delivery company just decided to shut the doors. That's it. So now, all the stores are scrambling to get product, and the company that makes the hot dogs and the sausage is also scrambling to come up with a delivery company. Needless to say, that ain't getting me no hot dogs. The only place I could get old-fashioned, natural casing hot dogs is across town. I'm not driving across town to a butcher shop I know that makes them daily. Unless I really get hard up and then I'll finally go. But it's sad. It's totally sad the way things are today. I don't know if they're like that across the pond. Oh, look, Neckbeard's here. Okay, check him off. Roll call. I don't know if it's like that across the pond. I would tend to think maybe, you've got better people. They appreciate their jobs. I don't know. I do know that the butcher shop that delivers to the king has his own truck, and he delivers right from his store. He don't have no intermediate delivery company. I don't know if I would tend to think your grocery stores have a multitude of delivery companies, but I would tend to think maybe they appreciate their job more. I know over here, perfect example. Kathy would probably, Family Dollar. You know Family Dollar, Kathy? I know Family Dollars are everywhere. I don't know if they're in all 50 states, but every time I go in to the Family Dollar up in the plaza, I don't recognize any employees. I told the manager one day, I said, every time I come in here, you got new faces. He says, yeah, nobody wants to work. He says, once they realize they have to, work for their paycheck, after the first pay period, they're gone. They come in and get their check, we never see them again. They don't even bother to say, hey, I quit. They just don't show up. I feel sorry for the manager of that store. I know a couple of weeks where he worked Monday through Sunday, open to close. I don't know how the guy got any rest. But somebody's got to run the store. I don't know if it's like that across the pond, but no one here wants to work. I'll tell you what, I have never seen so many help wanted, we're hiring signs in my life. You drive up and down, and I'm not talking just stores. I'm talking warehouses, manufacturing plants. Nobody wants to work. How are they paying their bills? How are they eating? And I know in order to get on welfare, across the pond, I think you call it benefits. We call it welfare here. Although I'm sure by now they have a better name for it. Public assistance. I think that's what they call it now. We used to call it welfare back in the day. Now it's public assistance. They're pretty strict. You have to have a goddamn good reason why you're not working. And if you're able-bodied, they demand that you go out and apply for jobs. Yeah. That ain't getting my hot dogs delivered. This shit always happens when I get a taste for something. Last week, I'm going like, oh man, I want some old-fashioned hot dogs. I like the natural, when I bite into a hot dog, I want to hear the snap. Not buying them ballpark things where they're like rubber. I guess I'm going to be making a trip across town. But when I came out of the store today, parked next to me, oh my God, a classic. A British import. An MGB. Oh my, it was gorgeous. So I waited around. I was like, I want to see who's driving this car. And next thing you know, a guy comes out of Subway with his foot long. And I'm admiring, well, I'm drooling all over his car. And I told him, I said, back in the day, I had one. Matter of fact, I had not only an MGB, I had an MG midget. And he told me that his uncle bought it brand new. It only had like 48,000 miles on it. I was like, God, this is a 68. I guess his uncle drove it sparingly. And he always garaged it out in California. And it was basically in running condition. So his uncle passed, they left it to him. He had a transport company bring it in, and then took it to a mechanic to make sure it was all okay, and decided to drive it today. But it was immaculate. Oh my God. What I wouldn't give to have one of them. Of course, it's typical. All the cars that we had, we wish we had now. Come on. Cooperate. Oh, now the light's gonna... Can we see that? That's an MGB. A cute little British... Oh, God, they were neat. Mine was British Racing Green. But they were, neatest cars. Wire wheels. Knockoff hubs. You could drive a month on an eyedropper of gasoline. God, they were fuel efficient. All right, come on, cooperate. Now it's hard to tell. This is an MG midget. Now, it looks the same size as the MGB, but believe me, this thing was a rolling casket. That's about as big as it was. It was a tiny car. I'll tell you a story about when you got in this car. I'll tell you how small it was. Your feet, the pedal box was out in between the engine and this left front wheel. If you got hit right there, your legs got crushed. Yeah, when you slid in, it was like sliding into a race car. You got in, and the pedal box was all the way out past the firewall. That was scary. Although we didn't think about that back then. They were just cool to drive. And the engines, even though they were 4-cylinder, were so tiny. Over the winter, I rebuilt mine in the basement. I carried it downstairs. Well, 2 hands. But it was tiny enough I could carry it downstairs and put it on the workbench and rebuild it. They were, oh God. I'll tell you what, any British car was just the most fun to drive. I also had a Triumph. I had 2 Triumphs. Come on, pictures. I had a Triumph TR4, which is a 4-cylinder. Then I had a TR6, which was a 6-cylinder. And I wanted, the last year that they imported them, a TR8, because it had a little tiny V8 motor in it. And oh God, they were fast as lightning. I owned very few American cars between 1968 and like 1980. All I had was British cars. All my friends used to make fun of me. Them little Tinker Toys. That's okay. Them Tinker Toys were fun to drive. I also had, I couldn't find a decent picture. I had a Fiat Roadster, similar to the MGB, and it had 2 tops. It had a removable hardtop for winter, and then in summer, I would put that top in the garage, and then I had the convertible top. They were all fun. Any imported car, whether it be an MG, I forgot the bug eye. I forgot the bug eye. How could I forget the bug eye? I had an Austin Healey. And now you see why they call it the bug eye? Look at the smiley face, too. A bug eye Sprite. This car was tiny. And I mean tiny. But it was cool. The whole front end went... everything, front fenders and everything folded right up in order to work on the engine. I wish I had them cars today. Oh, my God. And you know the strange thing? Everybody said, oh, those cars are just a fad. Americans will never drive a small car. When you look out on the street now, we have a shitload of shoeboxes. GM makes them, Ford makes them, Hyundai makes them, Kia makes them. Yeah, they're shoeboxes. They're about that big. Little itty bitty dinky dipshits. And they always said, oh, Americans love their big cars. Not no more. All you people that laughed at me, ha ha ha. At least I was having fun in my cars. What the hell? YouTube just popped up. YouTube Studio opened up for some reason on my screen. It says, please use a keyframe, error message, open YouTube Studio. No. Not right now, YouTube. That's new. I get a big YouTube warning box. YouTube Studio telling me I got an error. I got 6 people in here on YouTube now. YouTube's still up. I wonder why. Nomad, I'm going to rip my beard out because I got no hair to rip out on top of my head. It's always something. It's always something. And this is new. YouTube Studio popped up with an error message. I can't win. I can't win. Oh, look who's here. Lucy in the Sky's here. Glock Loaded's here. We got new people here. Welcome. God, you guys are making my day. Look at that. Roll call. Glock Loaded, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I love that song. Lucy in the Sky with... Uh-oh. I'm liable to get copyright struck. Unbelievable. New people. Well, welcome to the insane idiot behind the microphone. I hope you were here for my British car story. All the British cars I owned back in the day. Oh, man. Me and the British car sales lot that was about 3 miles from here. J.L. Hornsby and Sons. I still remember it. The dealership had 3 floors. I can't remember what the building was before that, but it had 3 floors. The brand new cars were on the first floor. The gently used cars were on the second floor. And, you could imagine what was on the third floor. Oh, man. That's where I used to look because the cheapies were there. I'd go down there and I'd like, whoa, what's with that Austin Healey? And the guy'd say, well, it needs a clutch. Nah. Although, clutches were easy to do in British cars because you'd unbolt the engine and lift it out. Change the clutch real quick, pick the engine back up, and you didn't need no chain lift or nothing. The engines were so tiny you could manhandle them out But I told him, I said, nah, you're asking too much for a car that needs a clutch. So then I looked at it, it's like, holy shit, he's got an Aston. What's that doing down here? He said, well, did you walk around it? I said, no. The right side was gorgeous. The left side looks like a tank hit it. It was all caved in. He just sold anything. He didn't fix it. I didn't need an Aston Martin that bad to spend more than what it was worth to repair it. Although, like everybody tells me, you should have bought it. Even if you would have just garaged it and not touched it. Some idiot about now would be buying that car for big bucks. But you don't think like that when you're young. I had a shitload of... I was friends with a guy that owned a towing company. And people would call and say, hey, come get this car out of my yard. I don't want it anymore. So every week, I would go in, I'd say, hey, John, what do you got new? He'd say, oh, go on back, take a look. I'd go in the back and I'd like, holy shit, a Mercedes. So I'd go up to him and I'd say, hey, I'll give you $75 for that Mercedes. Okay. Can you tow it home for me? Oh, okay. He'd tow it to the house. I'd tinker with it, get it running, drive it for a couple of months, sell it, make a few bucks. So I ended up with a lot of foreign cars from people that wanted to get rid of them. I'm trying to think. I had a Mercedes. I had a 190 four-door. I had a 220 diesel. That was a diesel. The 220 was a diesel. And then I think I had a 240. No. Yeah, I had a 240. That was a two-seater convertible. It needed a top. So if I wanted to drive it in the rain, I had to cover the roof with plastic and duct tape. I got rid of that one in a hurry. The top was too expensive to replace. Oh God, I had so many cars. Oh man. At one time in my backyard, I had 15 cars. My backyard looked like a wrecking yard. And my next door neighbor, she was a bitch. She called the city. So the city comes out. And the guy says, what's with all these cars? I said, well, I'm working on them. All 15? Well, yeah, one every other day, you know. I don't see any registrations. Well, why should I register them if they're not ready to drive? Now, this was, I think, on a Wednesday. He said, I'm coming back here Monday. And if those cars aren't registered, I'm going to cite you for each one. Then I'm going to have the city tow them out, and you're going to have to pay. I was like, oh, really? He said, yes. I said, okay. So, Grumpy went to the license bureau and got 15 temporary tags. Now, a temporary tag was good for 30 days. We call them 30-day tags. I went and got 15 30-day tags. And I put one on every car. Here comes Mr. City Official on Monday, knocking on the door. I see you got all them cars back there. I says, yeah. Well, I guess it's time to start writing citations. I said, really? He says, yeah, what did I tell you last week? I said, maybe you should go walk around my backyard first. He said, no need to walk around. I said, yeah, oh, yeah. Oh, was he pissed when he saw every one of them cars had a temporary tag on them. They were all legal. Oh, man, was he pissed. He thought he had me. He stormed out of my yard, got in his car, slammed the door, peeled rubber when he left. Yeah. The joke was on him. I think to get temporary tags at the time, I think they were like $5 a piece. Was a worthwhile investment for me. Of course, the girl at the... I'll never forget, I'm standing in front of the window, and I got 15 auto titles in my hand. And she's like, can I help you? I handed her them. I said, I need 15 temporary tags. And she was like, oh, Jesus. Are you kidding me? I said, So she turns to the supervisor, goes, and the supervisor says, well, start typing them up. It was before computer. He had to do them manually. Oh, was she pissed. But I got my 15 30-day tags, and he never came back. I figured for sure he'd be back in a month. Never came back. Although I tinkered with them all, and I got them repaired enough to sell them off. But I wish I could have kept them. Oh, jeez. The only one I kept for a while was the Mercedes diesel. That car intrigued me. I think I had it 6 months until winter came. And then it was getting to be a bitch to start. Diesels in cold weather don't mix. I ended up selling that off. And then I had a couple of Toyota pickups, a couple of Nissan pickups. They were in a lot better shape than my shitbox, I'll say that. I wish I had one of them today. They had nice bodies on them, nice beds. Not like mine. Every time I slam the door, another piece of the body falls off. My truck marks its territory everywhere I go. Slam a door, a little more rust there. I'll drive it until I'm sitting on the frame with a milk crate. I don't care. I love that truck. Got the best engine. It can be 18 degrees out. Hit the key, couple of revolutions, motor's running. And you can't hear it idle. It's just, I wish I could find, well, I'm too fucking old for that, but find basically a truck with a blown engine and just put my drivetrain in it. I don't have the garage space. I don't have the... Yeah, I would need engine hoist and all that shit. I don't have that anymore. Damn it. Oh, back in the day, oh, I pulled motors, I rebuilt them in my garage, changed a clutch out in a couple hours, was nothing. Now, I'm too fucking old. I crawl underneath a car and then I end up taking a nap. I have to crawl under that Toyota come spring, and no nappies. I got to get that car running. Oh, you will not believe the email I got this morning. Remember I told you I bought the green velvet racing chair? Well, it wasn't supposed to be here until the 13th. Today, I get an email from FedEx. Your chair will be delivered on March 5th. Holy yatchapuck! It's coming early. So, Wednesday's show, you'll see me in a green velvet racing chair. Some assembly required. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It said, delivery, March 13th. I was like, okay, I wanted it sooner. Then today, they've already picked it up. It's on the truck, on the way. Well, it'll go to a distribution terminal, and then it'll get on another truck, and, coming from New Jersey, it'll hit a couple of spots where they'll take it off a truck and put it on another, but, yeah, it'll be here on the 5th. I was like, unbelievable. Talk about quick shipping. I can't wait. Green velvet. And it's got, right in the back, 2 dragons embroidered in gold. Yeah, 2 dragons. Across the cervical support, it said GT Racing. And then the lumbar support says GT Racing. And in the middle of the back are 2 dragons. I was like, oh, wow. I could have had my choice. They have a logo that looks like a Superman emblem. Or 2 dragons. The dragons look classy. So I picked the 2 dragons. I know I'm nuts. But I can't wait. Footrest and all. 150-degree tilt. Oh. I cannot wait for it to get here. Some assembly required. And then Friday, more assembly required. My new washing machine will be here. Oh boy. I have to learn how to do laundry again. 10 wash cycles, 6 different rinse cycles, 4 or 5 different temperature settings. I'm like, am I doing laundry or am I preparing to launch a rocket for SpaceX? Goddamn washer. Then it's got a clear glass top in case I want to watch my laundry wash. I got better things to do than sit in the basement and go, oh, look, we're going in the rinse cycle. Yeah. All these new washing machines come with windows so you can watch your laundry. Now, it would be more realistic if I had a front loader. Then I could watch, and it would be like watching a TV set. Why do you need to look in and watch your laundry being washed? Somebody explain that. Why do washers have glass lids now? Were people like feeling left out and neglected? Like, oh, I'm doing my laundry and I got nothing better to do. So the manufacturer said, well, what if we make a window so you can watch your laundry? Okay. Yeah. Oh, no, man, did you notice I fixed the gizmo? I changed the color, and I also changed something. It made it like this. I was just hitting buttons. I'd be like, oh, that looks good. Color, dark blue, that looks good. So now I'm done playing with the screen. I got the chat with a larger font, and I made the clock numbers larger, and then we have the colored faceplant YouTube grand total and the audio level. I'm done playing around. That's it. It's done. And I guess after the stream, I'm going to have to see what the hell this YouTube error is. I don't want to close it for fear it's going to blow something away, but please use keyframe. What the hell's a keyframe? I guess I'll find out later what a keyframe is. That's something new. It's kind of scary. But YouTube's working, so it's... Oh. I did a stupid thing today. I told you I got a drone. So I can do some aerial photography come spring. So I took the drone out of the box and I turned it on and the little propellers started going. I was like, oh boy. And then I hit the accelerator. Yeah. And it went up and up and I couldn't stop it. And it bounced off the ceiling. I was like, oh no. I didn't break it. I couldn't believe it. Nothing was damaged. But boy, that thing went up like a rocket. I guess I shouldn't play with it in the studio, but yeah. I had it on the floor. The little propellers were going. I was like, oh boy. And it's got all kinds of neat lights all over it. And I had the controller. And I hit that accelerator button. And that thing's quick. It took off like a SpaceX rocket and bounced off the ceiling, come crashing down on the floor. I was like, oh God, I just bought this. So when I finally build up enough nerve to look, I picked it up and I turned it over. I looked at all the little propellers and I was like, hey, they're okay. So what I did, I had it in my hand, and then I revved up the motors. Okay, they all work. Turn the drone off, put it back in the box. I should have known better. But I know right now how fast it takes off. God, it was up on the ceiling before I realized it was off the floor. And then it come crashing down. You would think at my age I would know better. No. Luckily I didn't break it. Oh, if I'd have broke that thing. And it surprised me the propellers didn't break because they're kind of flimsy plastic. Not a chip in any of them. And the motors are okay. Nothing out of balance. Yeah, I held it in my hand and revved it. I shut it off and gently put it back in the case. Shut the lid. Put it away. Put a note on it. Do not open till spring. I had to play with it. Yeah, I can't wait. Because it has dual cameras. It has one on the front that I can aim, and then it's got one on the bottom. So that way I can see where I'm flying. Be my luck, I'll hit a bird. Have a bird strike like a jet. God, did you see that FedEx plane the other day? Holy shit. I can't remember if it took off from San Francisco or where. It just started climbing and hit a fucking bird. And next thing you know, the engine was on fire. The pilot said, I think we need to circle around and land. They cleared the airport. That FedEx monster came down on the runway, big flame coming out of the motor. Luckily, the fire department was right there. Dumped about 5,000 gallons of water on it. But yeah, all these, they're not instilling much confidence in people like me, although I don't fly. First of all, up in Canada, we had that one jet come in on the roof. Luckily, nobody got seriously hurt. And then, was it Chicago or... Then we had that near miss. Yeah, Southwest is coming into land, and this business jet decides to go across the runway in front of it. Boy, that pilot, you talk about somebody that was watching what he was doing. He saw that business jet. Toga, take off, go around. He got that jet the hell up in the air. He was almost touchdown. Wheels were almost down. Hang on, I'm reading. Now you mean to tell me I gotta do that in YouTube too? I had my encoder set for Prism. You mean to tell me YouTube I gotta set an encoder now too? Oh my God. Took me long enough to figure out what the hell an encoder was. Although at least I know now. Yeah, I had to set the encoder for Prism. Now is Facebook telling or YouTube telling me I need to adjust there too? That's what it said. The warning changed to excellent. I have a green circle. It says excellent. It adjusted itself, I guess. The warning is gone. I no sooner looked away, I'm reading, and it, excellent. Big green dot. Excellent. I guess I don't have to fuck with the encoder now. Just that quick it changed. From yellow warning to excellent. Without me touching anything. And it's still saying excellent. I'm not going to mess with anything. Hopefully it fixed itself. Never a dull moment. Although, for 2 years, when I was strictly YouTube, I never had a problem. Never. Until goddamn YouTube told me I needed a streaming program. Why couldn't I just, although you can't do multiple platforms. With Prism, I'm on 2 platforms at once. With YouTube, I would just, but for 2 years with YouTube, you want to see something funny, go back and watch 2.5 years ago when I first started. I started with a GoPro on a tripod and a lawn chair in my backyard. I'd sit in the lawn chair, turn the GoPro on. When I was done, I took the memory card out and uploaded it to YouTube. And that's the way I did my... And then, for the first year when winter hit, I was done. Then the second year, my buddy said, hey, you can set yourself up inside. Get a camera, get a microphone. Okay, I did. And then good old YouTube said, or was it Faceplant? I can't remember which platform told me. Yeah, it had to be YouTube. You need a streaming software. Okay. So now I get a streaming software. And whatever went haywire fixed itself. Because it's saying excellent with a green dot. I'm not messing with nothing. When I shut down tonight, I'm not going to mess with YouTube. I'm liable to screw something up. Whatever broke, fixed itself. Yeah, the warning's gone. Whoopee. I think a few people disappeared. Who left? Jenny's here. My wrench is still here. Somebody left. I guess our newcomers, I must have scared them off. I don't see them. Yeah, they popped in and went, ugh. We're done. See ya. Kathy's here. It's the new ones. The ones that popped in. I welcomed them. And then they went, oh, wrong channel. See ya. Yeah, I think I was up to, what was I up to? 6 people, 7 people? Now I'm down to 4. The newcomers, I scared them off. They were like, oh, we thought this was going to be a stream like Kaiser. I did roll call and I scared them away. You know, who was up here besides Glock? We had a new one that I had a brand new one. Glock was here. And then who was the other one? I forgot already. They were here for such a short time. It surprised me. I was like, whoa, look. Newbies. And I scared them away. Maybe they were looking for a drama channel. No drama here. I just create my drama when I go places, and then I tell everybody what the drama. We don't have drama in the chat. God, I can't remember. This morning I was watching somebody. Holy cow, there was an argument going on. Yeah, Diamond's. Diamond's gone. Who was I watching this morning? If I'm on YouTube and I see a live, I'll just click on it to see what's going on. And I can't remember what. But there was drama going on in the chat, people bitching, arguing back and forth. And I was like, oh, this ain't for me. But some people, they thrive on that. They want a lot of drama. They want to argue and fight. YouTube ain't for that. It's for fun. At least I think so. I would not want to get on here every night and argue with somebody. If I wanted to do that, I'd get married again. Oh, not really. 4 was enough. If I want to argue, I'll go up to the store and argue with the manager. Yeah, he kind of glanced up and he just looked at the floor like, oh, jeez, here, yeah, can't I have any peace? I wasn't arguing with him. I was asking him, how come, where's all the product back there? The shelf is empty. You would think they would put a sign. Sorry, unable to obtain product, No. You walk back there, the whole shelf is empty. No explanation. If he wants to keep idiots like me away from him, put a sign. Due to unforeseen circumstances, we cannot obtain product. Then I would have went, okay, they can't get it. Although I'd have still asked them, what the hell's going on back there? Well, that's good for you, Jenny. Me? None of the four talk to me. No. They see me and they're like, okay, go the other way, roll the window up, speed out of the parking lot. You know, time has passed. Why are you acting like an idiot? You know? You can't say hi? We can't be civil? No. And see, I still have a connection with number 3 because my son lives with me. And she comes over to bring him stuff and do things, and I'll walk out of the house and she got this sourpuss fucking look on her face. Give it up already. My God. It's been over 20 years and you still have that attitude like we just split. But oh yeah, she always, when she shows up here, she looks like she sucked on a lemon on the way over here. And then if I walk up to even say hello, she rolls the fucking window up. Like a 2-year-old. My God, it's 26 years. It's been 26 years. And she's still, sorry, a bitch. Yeah, like the other day. She brought him something. I don't know what. And I was coming home from the store. She was parked in front of the house. I go to back in the driveway and we made eye contact. I'd like to walk over the car and tell her, fucking grow up already. My God, you're 69 years old. You mean to tell me you're still carrying a grudge? But yeah, it's been like that for over 20 years. Now you see, now you know why I'm 3 sandwiches short of a picnic and the bullshit I gotta put up with. And then she found out I have a YouTube channel. She told my son, tell your father to grow up already. YouTube is for kids. Really? I guess all of us adults that are on YouTube don't belong here because it's for kids. If you look at the box I check, it says not for kids. If you're letting your kid watch me, you got a problem. Yeah, tell your father to grow up. YouTube is for kids. Playing around with microphones and cameras and... 26 years later, I'm still hearing the bullshit I heard 26 years ago. Grow up. I think I did. When I was younger, I had hair. Well, I thank chemo for this. And a nice, wait till you see this. I bought a new head shaver. Wait till you see this thing. Look at the blades on that. Holy crap. Look at the... I think if I turned it on, it could be a drone. Yeah. I got a... And then it's got this neat timer that tells me how much time I've got left. Noisy goddamn thing. Yeah. YouTube, not YouTube, Temu. Temu.com. Believe it or not. This thing with the fancy LED window and everything. $16.98. And it's heavy. I mean, this ain't no cheap piece of junk. But yeah, $16.98. Temu. I buy a lot of shit off of them. And then, to keep me neatly trimmed, I bought this nice fancy shaver. And it also has a LED screen that tells me how much time I have left. And it's multi-speed. Believe it or not, $4.68. Special sale. I figured for $5, but I'll tell you what, it's a hell of a shaver. Of course, made in China, so. I like Temu. What did I just buy? Oh. Clamps for lighting. For my studio lights. Really heavy duty constructed, not cheap crap. $3.50. I don't know how they do it. If I bought this from a camera store, it'd be $20. I bought a whole bunch of shit so me and the lighting guy can change the lighting around and make it a little more effective. Yeah, Timo knows me on a first name basis. So like, oh, quick, ship this out. It's for Grumpy. Oh, and I ordered a new desk lamp. I'll show you when it gets here. A nice overhead, multi-adjustable color, or not color, daylight, warm light. I'll show you when it gets here. I was looking at one at the office supply store. $38. The identical same light on Temu, $13. I told the office supply store, well, you lost the sale. Sorry. Uh-oh, who disappeared? Kathy must have left. I'm down to 2. I'm slowly losing viewers. Uh-oh. Jenny, I have been ordering from Temu for 2 years now. In 2 years, the multitude of stuff that I bought, I only had one piece of crap. One. I bought, you know them, I can't think of the name of those new insulated mugs. They keep shit for like 12, 14 hours, hot or cold. Those suckers sell from anywhere from 18 to 25 bucks. I bought a 40 ouncer. $12. I love it because I got dry mouth. I fill it with ginger ale at night. And in the morning, it's still as cold as when I filled it. You saw the self-stirring mug? That thing is really nice insulated. It'll keep a cup of coffee hot if I don't drink it right away. I've only got burned once. And here, I ordered a drone. Okay? Now the drone comes with 4 extra propeller blades. The drone was 30. I bought a cheap one to start with. It was like 30 bucks. I got the drone. It only had 2 propeller blades, not 4. So I went in. They have a complaint section. And I said, I only got 2 propeller blades. And I took a picture because they want a picture. 3 days later, they refunded the whole purchase price for 2 propeller blades. $30-some refund. The drone, nothing wrong with the drone. I was just missing 2 blades. How many outfits are like that? And if a shipment, now they'll give you a window. Say your product should be delivered between the 3rd and the 7th. If it comes in on the 8th, they give you $5. We're sorry your delivery was late. Here's $5 credit. You can't beat them. I don't know who's bitching about them. Maybe what they ordered they didn't think was up to their standards of quality, but I swear by them. Now, I'll tell you who ships a bunch of crap. Wish. I was buying off of Wish, and I was getting nothing but the Chinese garbage. And then a friend of mine said, try this Temu. And I was like, oh, another Chinese junk company. No. In 2 years, I've only had 1 bad product. And let alone, now, I wasn't really upset that I only got 2 replacement blades. I was just telling them, hey, I only got 2. Can you send me 2 more? In case I break one. They refunded the whole purchase over 2 little, and Here's the drone. It was, you're supposed to get 4 spare blades. 2 were missing. They refunded the whole purchase price. I swear by them. I really do. I got nothing against them. Maybe, like I say, maybe what they ordered was not up to their expectations. But no, and they're not sponsoring me. I wish they would. I spend enough money with them. Yeah, I order a lot of stuff off of them. Like you say, that wait till you see the arms that I ordered for my LED lights. If I would have bought them off a camera supply or a lighting supply, they'd have been $35-40 for these arms. I paid like $12 or $13 for the assembly. I'll show it to you when I get here. Now, Wish. Maybe they got Temu and Wish confused. Oh. Wish. Oh, my God, the crap that... And Wish, if you contacted them, you never got a response back. They didn't want to hear about it. I tell them, hey, this item's a piece of crap. Never hear from them. But yeah, I buy a lot of stuff off of Temu, and I'm quite happy. I really am. Especially after I got that refund for... I couldn't believe it. I wrote him. I sent him a picture. I said, hey, 2 or 3 days later, I go in, I look at my order, and I see refund. The whole purchase price. They were like, oh, sorry, here's your $35 back for 2 propeller blades. How many companies do that? Very few. And like their shipping deadlines, I've gotten $5 several times because it was a day late. And you don't have to notify them. If you're supposed to get it on the 7th, and it arrives on the 8th, on the 9th, you got $5. Here, sorry. I can't say anything bad about them at all. I really can't. I'll show you the mug tomorrow. I can't remember the company that manufactured. Got to be the same company. Matter of fact, my son bought, I told him, hold off. I said, let's see what this mug is like when it gets here. Oh, no, I want one. And he went up to the sporting goods store and paid like $30 for the same goddamn mug that I've got for $13. Not my money. Just saying, you know, a lot of people sometimes expect too much. They'll get an item and go, oh, this ain't the quality I thought it would be. Oh, here. Come on. Whoop, wrong one. Here we go. I love these. Retractable fountain pens. I love it. $1.14 with refills. It came with 5 refills. Retractable fountain pen. They write really nice. No leak. God, I tried them one time. I was shaking the shit out of this one. Retractable like a ballpoint pen. I have like 4 or 5 of them. One each color. Blue, red, green, black. And then here, classy. It's a little stiff yet. There. Classy gel pen. If I'd have bought this at the office supply store, it was like $15. I paid $2.90 just because I wanted a classy. Look at that. Gold, blue, fancy. Even the what you would think are crappy items are decent. And that's got some pretty good weight to it. It's not... I'm hooked on Temu. Temu.com. Now, I don't know if I would buy a washing machine off of them, but everything I have bought, I am extremely happy. Matter of fact, if you look, you can buy like a gross of gel pens for like $5. You go up to the office store, gross would be like $50. But I got nothing bad to say about them. I'm extremely happy. Oh, the error message come back again. I don't know what's going on. Now the yellow error message is back. I don't know when it popped up. I wasn't paying attention. I guess I'm going to have to go in and make some adjustments. Yeah, error. Keyframe error again. I'll wait long enough, it'll go excellent. And I'll get my green dot back. You're having Wi-Fi problems? I solved that. I got 1 gig service. And it's not that expensive. Although I only have internet with my provider. No cable, none of that bullshit. They want us, do you want streaming service? No. I don't want streaming service. Well, how are you watching your television? I have a Roku TV, thank you. Then they're like, yeah, I got 1 gig internet. Of course, I got a lot of shit going on, Me and my bird watching. Oh, The one set of eaglets, they're almost ready to take flight. Oh, they've been all week long. They've been flapping them, building them wings up, jumping up and down in the nest. They're about ready to take flight. Although, I'm going to ask tomorrow, once they take flight, will they come back to the nest or are they gone? I enjoy watching them. God, I watched them since they hatched out of eggs. But yeah, them wings are going about 90 miles an hour. They're jumping up and down in the nest. Then they calm down. They're like, oh, I'm tired. Then maybe about half an hour later, they're back. And yesterday it was hilarious. Evidently, they must have been doing too much because both Mom and Dad landed in the nest, and those two boys just simmered right down. Usually you don't see both parents in the nest. One will be in the nest, and one will be up on a limb just over the top of the nest. Yesterday, them two boys were going crazy, and next thing you know, Mom and Dad come down. They must have told them, hey, simmer down. I don't talk eagle. But it was strange. Soon as Mom and Dad landed, them two, they put their heads under. I'll tell you, I'm not into bird watching. I got hooked on watching these bald eagles. Now, I watched 3 different spots. These guys are down in Florida. I have 2 computers set up on a stand over here. One computer is watching out in Big Bear, out in San Bernardino. Those hatchlings are about 2 months old. And then down in, I think it's Georgia, the eggs just hatched. So far, 2 out of the 3. And I can't see it. But the one guy from Division of Wildlife says there's a hole, so the 3rd egg is going to hatch because they peck a hole first. So 2 hatched, 1 hatched, and then 2 days later the 2nd egg hatched. And now it's been like 3 days and the 3rd egg is just... So I'm watching bald eagles coming out of the egg to these 2 idiot brothers jumping up and down in the nest in 3 different parts of the country. I'm not a bird watcher. But you know, with the inception of cameras in trees, I'm loving it. Plus, the bald eagle's our national bird anyway. I'm going to ask, I'm going to get in the chat tomorrow and find out when they lose their baby feathers, when they start getting their white heads. Right now, their feathers are black and brown. They're still on the fuzzy side. But, oh, it's hilarious watching them flap their wings and they jump up and down. I'm waiting for one of them to fall out of the nest. I think maybe that's why Mom and Dad come down and said, hey, it's a 145-foot drop from the nest to the forest floor. Mind your manners. And it is amazing the size of those nests. They're huge. They gotta be 3 or 4 foot in diameter. I don't know how they get them to stay up in the tree. And how they interweave all them sticks and twigs. It's amazing. I guess I am a bird watcher. I am a bird watcher. No. What the hell was that song? Oh, I'm a girl watcher. Yeah, I'm a girl watcher. Grumpy, I'm a bird watcher. I can't sing it. I was liable to get copyright struck. See, Jenny, I don't pay for nothing. I refuse. Now, I miss National Geographic and some of the nature channels. I refuse to pay. Like Netflix or I've noticed a lot on Peacock. I don't know if you got to pay for that or not. But after paying out the ass for cable all those years, do I miss some of the programs? Yes, but I got over it. There's enough free stuff on Roku, and most of the time, I just go to YouTube. I watch a lot of my police interrogation stuff. I love watching that shit. Murders and it's all free on YouTube. Now, I don't go premium. I do get commercials, which really are ads, not commercials. Well, same shit. But that's what the skip button is for. All right, you got to listen to 10, 15 seconds of it. As soon as the skip comes up, zap, skip. It don't bother me. I'll tell you what, it's a lot better than watching local TV. I haven't watched local TV in years. I put an antenna up, and my other TV, my LG, I hooked the antenna to it, and I got like 200 channels. Most of them are bullshit, but I had local. So one night I decided to watch some local programming. Out of a half-hour program, 18 minutes was fucking commercials. I'm like, I'm done. I'll watch my YouTube or whatever free stuff I watch, and I'll put up with a couple of seconds of a ad, and then I can skip it. I don't pay for nothing. Because I'm cheap. That's it. That's how they hook you. You end up with Netflix, you end up with Hulu, you end up with this, with that. By the time you get done, you're paying what you would be paying for cable. I don't miss it. I watch my YouTube. I watch all the investigations. I'm happy. And there's a lot of other stuff on YouTube regular if you want to put up with the ads. It don't bother me. I'm used to commercials. Yeah, it would be nice to have YouTube Premium and not get bothered, but I live with it. The antenna that I got it off of eBay. It's supposed to be 600-mile radius. I'm not going to measure it. But when I hooked it to the TV and the TV did the channel download, I ended up with it's 198 channels. A lot of them are music and but I get local programming. As a matter of fact, the other night I turned off my Samsung and I turned on the LG and I watched reruns of Johnny Carson because there's a Carson channel. So I got 2 different TVs. I don't need to pay for nothing. Mainly because I'm cheap. And yeah, for the first 3 months when I got rid of cable, I missed a lot. Oh, I was like, oh, gee, And then you get over it. And I got hooked on all the murder. God, you got your choice. Last night I watched 12 different interrogations. You can tell my insomnia was kicking in. Yeah. I love that stuff. Anything for free. Of course, the first thing I watch is me. Yeah, I go in and I check the program out. How'd you look? I watch myself and then I switch off to murders. Years ago, YouTube started out with people sending in their goofy videos. And then it just blossomed to what it is today. Yeah, it was like YouTube was like an America's Funniest Home Video for the longest time. And then people start putting serious stuff on, and look what we got today. But yeah, back when Steve Jobs was still alive, when he was introducing Apple TV, he worked a deal. He was like one of the first to carry YouTube. And he was showing it. So you know how old that is. But with the antenna, God, they've got a movie channel that shows a lot of the movies from the 30s and 40s in black and white. And then, God, I was watching Andy Mayberry the other day. And Riflemen, and God, what the hell else was I watching? All the old programs that Maverick, all that shit. Out of the 198 channels, man, is there a variety of stuff to watch for free. And like I say, Andy Mayberry, I can almost repeat the dialogue because I've watched it for so many years. Gunsmoke, I was watching Gunsmoke too. All freebie. So there's no need for me to pay for anything because I got a variety of stuff I can watch. And mainly, like I say, at night, I switch to my murder interrogations because I just love how people lie. Me? Murder my wife? No. I loved her to death. What? I take that back. But yeah, it's amazing. For an hour, people will go, no, I did not do it. No. And then after an hour, the detectives have got them worn down and they're like, oh, yeah, I did it. The gun's in the cupboard. Yeah. I like watching that shit. People will lie through their teeth. No, I didn't. Me? No. I called 911. Why would I do that? And then after an hour and a half, they're like, I called 911 hoping you wouldn't look at me. But of course, who's the first one they go after? The spouse, and then the close friends, and the neighbors. Sooner or later, they're going to hit one lucky. Speaking of hitting lucky, I think it's time for me to hit dinner. Finish up the rest of my Slovenian sausage tonight. Well, no. I got 4 left. I'll have 2. And I'll have 2 tomorrow. Then I'll have to probably drive across town. No, I don't. I just remembered where I could get my... Oh, yeah. The meat market, the other end, the other plaza. Yeah. I can get my old-fashioned natural casing hot dogs up there. K&K. I just remembered it. Oh, boy. I always forget about that other shopping center. See, I got 3. And they're all the same distance from my house. But the one that's up here, there's a lot of traffic, and I don't like driving in traffic. So I go to this one, and I go to this one. Tomorrow, I'm going to go to this one and drive in the traffic and get my hot dogs. That's for tomorrow. And then I have to be here Wednesday for FedEx when my green velvet racing chair gets here. Some assembly required. Yeah. And then Friday, the washer. And then that's all my deliveries for until I can't afford to order anything else. Oh, I blew my budget. Holy shit. Between the washer and the gaming chair. I have been thinking about buying one for quite a while. And I was just putting up with this 40-year-old chair. Although, I can't complain. 40 years out of this desk chair. But now it's got my ass marks in it now. I need something a little more comfy. I just hope the gaming chair is constructed as good as this one. That's the only thing that kept me from buying one. Because everything nowadays is made so crappy. But we'll see. While I'm assembling it, We'll see what kind of... Hey, if I get 10 years out of it, who am I to bitch, you know? But I can't wait for Wednesday. And then you'll see it. Because it'll be sticking out above B. And it's got a footrest so I can take a nappy in it. Okay. Let's try to get the... Uh-oh. I don't know if we're going to get outro music. We'll try it. I'm down to 12% battery on this tablet. It might not react. Well, it's playing the damn intro, so I guess it's going to work for tonight. God damn, 12%. I'm at yellow lines. Warning, 12% battery. We'll have to make it a short outro. We know where, right here, WDWL TV, Grumpy Studio, tomorrow, 7 p.m. And I thank everybody for putting up with me again tonight. I wish I could thank our newcomers, but they bailed early. Hopefully they'll be back tomorrow. And hopefully everybody else will be back tomorrow. And we're back to excellent. Something going on. I'm back to excellent again. And with that, everybody have a good rest of your evening, day, afternoon, wherever you're at, whatever time it is. And we'll be back tomorrow. Thanks again. See you tomorrow. See ya.